Los Angeles, city of cars, stars, and tar pits. The sun was hot, and the heat was hotter. I was thirsty, smoking cigarettes, and trying to shake off a feeling that I experienced several weeks ago. It all started with a banh mi. You know, the Vietnamese sandwich with the meat and the vegetables and whatnot. In this town, they are as common as an Angeline sighting. And just like an Angeline sighting, they are cheap, easy, and delicious.
Abruptly.
I usually don't trust no banh mi that's more than $7 TBH, but when I saw that Kato was making one, I knew that I was no drier than a baby's wet sucker. You see, to say that Kato was one of LA's most highly regarded restaurants is an understatement. Its chef and founder, John Yao, was younger than I was when he took over his family's failed lunchbox concept, and in practically no time at all, he earned a Michelin-starred and a coveted Best Restaurant nod from the LA Times, beating out heavyweights like Providence, Anaka, and Squirrel Lol. Kato is known for such dishes as 3-cup abalone and corn porridge with caviar, and it makes its banh mi with char siu wagyu and 5-spice chicken liver. Given Kato's accolades, I expected nothing short of a reinterpretation, and dare I say, reinvention of this classic dish.
This particular challenge, reinventing the hot dog, and one person did not give us a hot dog.
No, he gave us a hamburger.
What I got instead was a standard banh mi with expensive ingredients, not too different from a sandwich that one might get at Bon Oui in Hollywood. Their sandwiches are excellent and do the job, but a sandwich from Kato, that should be something else. Right? Perhaps my head had gone too far up my ass. This banh mi was only planned for one day, and if I hadn't heard of Kato before, I might have thought it was a pretty good sandwich. Yet still, I couldn't sleep. I lied awake for hours, feeling lost. Then, before I knew it, I had another chance to figure out what was bothering me. A couple weeks later, Kato announced a new concept called Kato Go. It transferred its menu from Talk, the Beverly Hills of restaurant reservation sites, to Caviar and DoorDash, the West Hollywood and Pomona of takeout, respectively. Gone were its 3-figure chirashi boxes and family-style meals. In its place were noodle bowls and scallion wraps, looking just as exquisite as they were affordable. Perhaps too affordable. I placed my order and hurried on home, eager to suss out this interesting new venture. I started with the noodles, 1 sesame, 1 scallion. The cold sesame noodles looked otherworldly, like something they'd serve at Vespertine. It's tossed with carrots and cucumbers. It's no green noodles, but it's a hearty vegan meal I wouldn't mind eating again. The scallion noodles, though, they left more to be desired. Under a thin layer of instant-ready micros lay a thick slab of noodles smothered in bland gravy. It wasn't too long before I discovered the scallion, whole, but intact. Next came the duck scallion wrap, with cucumbers and hoisin. The duck itself was too salty to enjoy, and the pancake is greasy and dense. By the time the fried chicken wrap came along, it was almost too much to bear. Fried chicken covered in mayonnaise served on top of essentially a fried disc of dough. There's a Michelin-style level version of this idea somewhere. Honey, this ain't it. It suddenly dawned on me that I forgot to order the bacon, egg, and cheese wrap. I'm sorry to say that I didn't regret it. I went off to do some quiet reflection, and I asked myself, why? Why did Kato do this? Ostensibly, it was because of us. In their Insta post first announcing Kato Go, they implied that they wanted to do something affordable that everyone could enjoy. That's great and all, but this iteration of whatever that is rejects Kato's own DNA.
3 most famous Taiwanese dishes are all street food dishes. So what can we do to change that is the question we ask ourselves all the time.
In making noodles and scallion wraps, Yao was making the exact food he wanted to get away from. And in doing so, it seems like Kato is dumbing itself down. My hunch is that Kato is in a bit of a pinch. The general narrative is that the massive restaurant closures we're all experiencing is due to the pandemic. But in truth, restaurants haven't been doing so hot for a while. As the Counter reported before this all started, the rise of venture capital and restaurant funding, social media hype cycles, and everything being so goddamn expensive have led to the decline of the modern restaurant as we know it. Hell, for what it's worth, I worked at one of LA's buzziest restaurants for 1/5 of a decade. And let's just say that after the initial rush, most days you could walk in and get a table no problem. One sector of dining though, fast casual takeout, has been booming. Your sweet fins, your sweet greens, your tender greens, your chipotles really. Chefs left and right are opening fast casual concepts with various degrees of success. But if they are successful, they're a gold mine. Kato Go may not meet Michelin standards, but it'll certainly exceed the standards of the Fashion Square Mall food court, if malls are gonna be around for much longer. So the ways I sees it, there's 2 possibilities. 1, Kato doesn't care about money, and is just doing Kato Go as an experiment for fun. Or 2, despite its accolades, Kato hasn't been very profitable, and is trying something else that's more future-friendly. All the signs are there.
This is Tony, close friend of ours / roommate. This is our CDC, Dara, also another roommate. Everyone gets to touch everything.
Is that a good business decision?
No.
Staff, we've tried very earnestly, and I think that comes across. It never feels like we're trying to make money here.
It's possible Kato Go just hasn't found its footing yet. They've only been doing this for what, a couple weeks? Before I could speculate further though, Kato announced it would be seizing most of its to-go operations and reinstate in-person, albeit patio dining. Its new menu feels more Kato-y, but it's a la carte, not tasting. Regardless what Kato is going through though, I wanted to do this video so people may start thinking about how our current economy is affecting the restaurants we know and love, and to not take them for granted.
Want to move into a new space and shoot for 3 Michelin stars and do the food that we really want to do, and we just don't want to compromise on things anymore.
We don't want you to have to do that either, Kato. In the meantime, us diners can keep supporting them and at least tip well, so they don't have to do fucking shit like this. Sorry if I was a bit harsh on you guys, but you guys did say you're open to criticism, kind of.
I'm not saying we welcome negative feedback, but we do take the opportunity to improve ourselves.
The sun beats down as I walk westward, this Kato conundrum collecting like another speck of dust on the Funko Pop of this city. That is the city of Los Angeles. Toodaloo.